What if what you thought was a glitch in your eBay sales is nothing other than the competition literally knocking you out of business, destroying all what you've worked for, taking over your category, and practically making it impossible for you to get a sale? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience, exactly what happened to me not 3 weeks ago, not 4 months ago, just yesterday, something I found out and which literally blew my mind, and I'm very sure it's going to blow your mind as well. Make sure to watch this video till the very end. You see, I get it. It could be very painful if you have an eBay shop and nothing is selling. Yes, if you go on the internet today, the only thing you tend to see is the eBay glitch. People are complaining about the slow sales. Yes, it's real and it's really painful, truth be said. A lot of us put our sweat, and in extreme cases, some of us put our tears in making sure that our eBay shop works. And it could be very painful when you are toiling day and night. You are trying to do what the book says, which is to list all the time, to go out and source for inventories, and you are doing all these things. And at the end of the day, you are not seeing results. You are not seeing results. Potential buyers are not even seeing your listings. It could be very, very frustrating. Yes, people depend on the money from eBay to do a lot of things. Sometimes to pay your house rent, to pay your insurance. Sometimes it could just be a source of pain when you realize that what you've worked for so long is actually not working. Yes, I get it. I've been there before, and I'm also experiencing it myself. And this is why I'm making this video, and I'm hoping that this video is going to find you well, and you're going to apply this one little thing that I did to my shop just yesterday that blew my mind and turned around a situation which I thought was a glitch into a sale. And I'm really hopeful that if you apply this one thing, you are certainly going to see a result. You see, if you go on the internet, you see a lot of videos telling you what to do, telling you that when there are slowdowns like this, what you want to do is to go ahead and list more items, keep listing. Yes, I've also advised people to do this because, should be said, I know that this works. When you don't have a lot of items on your shop, first of all, don't expect to get a lot of sales. But if you have items and the items are pretty much like stale, one good advice, this is very practical, I've tried it myself, is to go ahead and continue to find fresh inventories. You know, when your shop is stale for so long, there are no activities going on, especially when you sell replenishables. This can typically be a situation that can happen to your shop, because if you sell replenishables, you are pretty much not listing new items every day. And if you're not careful, especially in times like this where things are just kind of slow, you realize that the algorithm sees your shop like a shop that is not having so many activities, and sometimes just kind of leaves you behind. The algorithm is so programmed that kind of favors a shop that has a lot going on, which is today, the shop is listing, things are selling, new offers are being placed, old ones are deleted. You know, just make sure that your shop is having some form of activity. So this advice, truth be said, it's a very valid advice. I've given it, like I said, to a lot of people, and I really do know from practical experience that this works. So if you go on the internet today, an advice that will keep reoccurring is that when you have slow sales, continue to list new items. Another advice that you tend to see is that when things are not selling on your shop, you want to go to your shop and look for the old listings that are like 3, 4, 5 months old. You want to end them. See, this advice is also very true, because I've tried it myself and it tends to work. Each time I end old listings and release them on the eBay platform, the algorithm just has a way of seeing the listing as a fresh offer and has a way of pushing it up, especially in the search results of eBay. This is what it is, and these are some of the tips that we have constantly pushed out on the videos that we make here on YouTube. These tips, they work. I've tried it myself, and I have no reservation that, so if you have a situation where things are not selling in your shop, please do make sure to also try these tips, because it has a way of just turning your situation of no sales around. But then, what I did yesterday was this. I did go to my shop, just being somebody that practices what he preaches. I went to my shop yesterday. I did look for about 5 old offers, and then I went ahead to end them. I did end them and then relisted them again on eBay. But then I woke up this morning and I realized that on those 5 listings, one of them I think got like 3 views, one of them got like 2 views, and the other one had 0 views. And first thing that came to my mind was, this was not normal. It's not possible that I'll list an item in the computer category. I pretty much sell in the desktop PC category of eBay. So I was like, this is almost not true, that I'll list an item, a very known brand office PC, and then the PC 24 hours later will have absolutely no views. I felt like something was amiss. This was the signal that just got me wondering, and I felt like, okay, you know what, it's not possible that this item doesn't have just one single view, zero view after 24 hours, even though the price and the quality of this item was, in my opinion, I thought it was very competitive. So what did I do? I felt like this was the time for me to go ahead and check the current state of the market. And what do I mean by the current state of the market? I wanted to see what other sellers in my categories were selling. I wanted to see how this item in question was faring, and I wanted to see who was selling this item right now, because it's just, you see, there are certain categories that is, take for example, Apple products. It's just not possible that you list an Apple product below market price that it won't sell. It will definitely sell. This was exactly the kind of product I had. In the computer category, there are certain products that if you list, even though they don't sell, you get people writing you, people sending you price requests, people sending you messages just about the product. So this item in question, I felt like it was not possible. I felt like it was time for me to just go ahead to see what the current situation was in the market. So this morning, as soon as I got to the warehouse, the first thing I did was to log on to my PC and then went ahead and I put the article name on the eBay search bar, and lo and behold, I saw people selling the same item. And what did I find out? I realized that on this same listing, somebody was selling this particular PC. In this case, it was a mini PC, and the shocking thing was that this seller was selling the same PC, same configuration, for far below market price. As if that was not enough, this seller had about 120 pieces of this same PC. I mean, judging from what the listing says, if the seller really has so much, I wouldn't be able to tell. But then, as soon as I saw that, I said, okay, this is exactly where the problem is coming from. You see, this seller is literally printing money right now because he's gotten this PC. One cannot really tell how he finally arrived at getting about 120 pieces of this same PC, all in very good condition according to what the listing says, and he is selling it below market price. When I say market price, I'm talking about €5 or $5. I'm talking about 60, 70 euros below what the next seller is selling. And this was exactly the reason why on this particular listing, nobody else was making a sale. This particular seller was the only seller making a sale right now. So I felt like I should just talk about it, because this is a situation that you might also currently be in. Sometimes we tend to just attack the algorithm each time nothing is selling. The first thing we want to look at is, oh, eBay has started again, nothing is selling. What's going on? Perhaps there's a new update. Perhaps eBay is trying to deploy a new design for the seller cockpit. Because of that, things are not just selling, it's hanging the search rankings and all that. It's making items not to be visible. These are the things that we tend to talk about all the time when things are not selling on eBay. Sometimes we do not take a step back to just look and say, look, what if somebody is right now in my category selling the same item for below market price? Or what if the current price I have listed my item is no longer competitive? What if there are like 6 or 7 other sellers that have suddenly dropped their price? They are running sales that is actually affecting your ability to make a sale. So when I realized that this was the situation, I said this was a perfect time for me to make an experiment. So what did I do? I just went ahead to my shop and reduced the price of this PC to match the same price that the seller was selling his. If I would sell at the same price, definitely it's going to be a lost transaction. I was fine with that, but I wanted to be sure that it's not like there's a glitch on my account, or eBay is suddenly just suppressing my listings or something like that. I felt like I wanted to make this test to be super sure that this is not a glitch situation, and also to bring the findings to you guys. Perhaps it's going to help you. So I did go ahead, reduce the price of my item, and lo and behold, about 3 hours later, I got a sale on that same PC. This was like mind-blowing for me, and at this time it kind of got me thinking, re-evaluating my whole idea I have about the eBay platform, that sometimes it's not really about eBay just kind of suppressing our listings. Sometimes it doesn't also have to be an eBay glitch, because truth be said, eBay is a platform. I don't want to believe that they have some special benefit of just making items not sell, special benefit of making resellers just do a lot of work, posting items, and at the end of the day, these listings are just kept in some container where nobody will ever see them again. I feel like eBay is also in the business of making money. They will be happy to give your item traffic if the item is in the right condition. They will be happy to push traffic to whoever have shown that the item he or she has is the item that the market wants. So this seller in this question was able to demonstrate that, which is got some very clean mini computers in used condition, listed them, and then dropped the price to a point where a lot of people were ready to hop onto that offer. You see, it's just natural. People have not got a lot of money to spend right now, and whenever anybody wants to buy a PC and he sees that, oh, there's a legit PC online with a very good price, the person will definitely go for that, especially when eBay also gives you eBay gives the buyer this indication that the offer is so hot. You see this fire sign that says 5 or 6 was sold in the last 1 hour. You know, buyers see these things, and whenever they see these kind of things, they just want to go ahead and quickly take advantage of the listing, because before you say jack, this 120 pieces is going to be sold before the next person is going to think of ever making a sale. So when I saw this, I finally realized that, look, sometimes it's not only about eBay glitch or anything like that. If you have a station where things are not selling on your shop, one thing you want to do, just one thing, like I said, make sure you do the other things, release items, source for new inventories. But then if there's an item that you got this gut feeling that this item should at least get a sale, doesn't matter how bad the economy is, this item should naturally get a sale. If you have that kind of item, one thing you want to do is to go ahead, check who else is selling that item, check who else have sold that item in the last 7 days, and see what they did, the price point in which that item was sold, and see if you can replicate that. It's not really easy to replicate sometimes the prices of the competition, because people get inventories from different sources. And on this particular case, this PC was sold at a loss, about €50 loss. But it doesn't matter. I just wanted to be sure that there's nothing going on with my visibility in my shop. There's nothing going on with my shop or my seller status. I just wanted to be sure, because sometimes if you are sure that everything is fine, it gives you some encouragement, or it gives you some form of peace, even when you have to wait for 2-3 weeks for you to get a sale. But if you are not so sure if something is wrong with your account, you are kind of already on edge, you are not so sure what's going on, especially when you are not a top rated seller, you are just feeling like, because you've lost your top rated seller position, because of that your items are not just being shown to potential buyers, you know. But when you are so sure that yes, this is the case, it gives you the confidence to want to keep hoping on the platform, waiting to see when things will go back to normal. So as soon as this item sold, I knew for sure it wasn't an eBay glitch. It went on to confirm an earlier position which I've always had, which is, on eBay, price sometimes is king. It doesn't matter how many times you list. If the price is not competitive, sometimes you will never ever get a sale on that item. But then this brings us back again to the basics, which is, before you buy items, make sure to do your due diligence and see if there are people selling the same item and at what price points they are selling it. Then you'll be able to tell if you can replicate this price. And if you cannot replicate it, especially in the time like this in summer, where naturally sales are kind of slower, please stay away from such items. I hope this video finds you well. If it does, go ahead and show us some love, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Until I see you again, peace.